Hey, it is Andy with the FensePost Indie Music and Vinyl blog, here to bore the shit out of you with all sorts of vinyl and music related nonsense. And today I'm very excited to share with you this album right here. It is Built to Spill's brand new LP, When the Wind Forgets Your Name. And before we take a look at unboxing it, I'm going to talk a little bit about why I'm so excited. First, if you think back to your childhood, when I say childhood, I mean like teenage years, like your formative years, there are probably a handful of bands that stand out as ones that really kind of had a huge impact on your life at the time and served as a launch point for the listening that you did then and what came after. When I look back to the mid-90s, I will inevitably bring up bands like Smashing Pumpkins when they released Siamese Dream and Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness, Soundgarden, my early high school days. As we move into later high school, you have bands like Built to Spill. Their 1996 album, Perfect From Now On, was hugely influential in my life in the late 90s. And it served as that launch point for what would come as I got through high school, into college, and really dug into music outside of the mainstream. In fact, their 1998 album, Keep It Like a Secret, was technically my first vinyl purchase ever. So, Built to Spill has been a mainstay throughout the entirety of the development of that collection you see over there and that you see me unboxing here on YouTube. That's pretty cool. Now, Built to Spill has not released a proper studio album of technically original tunes since 2015's Untethered Moon. So, When the Wind Forgets Your Name is technically their first new studio album in 7 years. Hailing from Boise, Idaho, the Doug Marsh-fronted band has always kind of had that Pacific Northwest sound. Doug actually worked with K Records founder and longtime Pacific Northwest mainstay Calvin Johnson back in the mid-90s when they joined forces with Halo Benders. You'll also find a few of those over there in my collection. But one thing never really seemed to happen throughout the now 30-year career of Built to Spill. And that is a release, a full studio release of an album on the quintessential Pacific Northwest record label, Sub Pop. Until now. And as we dig into this, I'll be showing you the loser copy of Built to Spill's When the Wind Forgets Your Name. But first, let's talk a little bit about the variations that are currently out on When the Wind Forgets Your Name. There are 5 vinyl versions as of right now. Sub Pop has been tending to release US pressings and UK pressings. So we have your standard black vinyl US pressing, we have your standard black vinyl UK Europe pressing, and we have your standard loser limited edition US version and a separate UK and Europe version. In the US, it is a green marble, which I will show you shortly. In the UK, they are calling it Misty Kiwi Fruit, which kind of is more the color of this shirt. Now, one thing that always kind of bugs me a little bit about various limited edition pressings is when they call something a limited edition, but they don't really give you an idea of how many copies were pressed. That's what I love about Polyvinyl's Early Bird Edition, is it says it right there on the label. These loser editions, I don't know how many there are, so I can't speak to that. And I couldn't find anything on Sub Pop's website saying how many were in existence. What I can do is say that as of Sunday, November 6th, There are 837 out there in the ether of Discogs collections, as in people have added them to their collection, and there are 32 for sale in that marketplace, which to me says there are probably in the range of 1,500 to 2,000 pressed, maybe even up to 2,500. And once again, that is specific to the US Loser Edition. The fifth and final pressing is a limited edition colored vinyl version on Vinyl Me Please. And that comes on a clear purple wax. So let's take a look at When the Wind Forgets Your Name, the US Loser Edition on colored vinyl. I love this artwork. It's cool, it's interesting, it's unique. I have not looked up who did the artwork, but I would kind of like to do that. You have the standard Loser Edition call out hype sticker, which says limited edition first pressing on colored vinyl. Nothing too out of the ordinary there. Back, you've got the band, don't know what kind of car that is, and the track list with some other information on Sub Pop and the pressing. On the inside, we have, oh, this is cool. I have not opened this yet, so I'm liking this like mini comic. Additionally, we have an insert, also which I have not taken a look at, and it comes in the form of a poster. Check that out. I like this. This is really cool. And the backside has all of the lyrics. Unexpected and kind of a cool piece. Now, this is not the first time that Built to Spill has included a nice little poster in their albums. Keep It Like a Secret, in fact, did also have a poster on it in the original version, which I will eventually show you as well. Unfortunately, I hung it on my wall in college and it since disappeared. That kind of bums me out. Next, we have the printed inner sleeve, which comes one side full color, matching the cover art in a sense. In fact, it's the same illustration that you see, just with some different colors. And on the back, it's the stenciled illustration without colors, kind of an early version, looks like it. How about the wax itself? It is kind of marbled, but it is like a Coke bottle green, a light green with a green and black kind of marbling to it. Down in the description, you will find a link over to Discogs where you can find a copy yourself. You'll also find a link to where you can get a black vinyl version. And maybe eventually I'll have a link down there too where you can see my album review on FensePost itself. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.